What's up, y'all? It is I, Nate Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador, with a special kind of video for y'all today. This is gonna be the top 5 lamest / top 5 corniest things gang members do. Why do I feel like it's important to make this video? Because I have kids now. I'm an adult, okay? And I view the world from the way how it is and not how people think it is or the way they want it to be. And I understand that even if I don't speak on anyone who's not black within the gang and I just speak on black people by themselves, and black gangs, they have the potential to be so great and be so beneficial to our communities, but due to things like willful ignorance, okay, the need for money, greed, right, which causes people to cross each other, double cross, triple cross each other, because of willingness to be ignorant and because of the fear to be different and wanting to get along and go along with the status quo. I have to call out you gang members, man. And I have gang members in my family, gang members where I live. Like, where I live is GDs, Crips, Bloods a little further down. I grew up around Bloods. I'm calling out every single one of you niggas, man. Why? Because I love you. That's why. Because I love you, and I feel like we gotta get past the point where people who are not in gangs are made to be felt like they don't have a right to speak on what gangs and gang members do. Now, I realize that in other places, you get killed for saying certain things, right? I'm in America, okay? I'm gonna say what I feel like needs to be said without calling out anybody in particular, without calling out any particular sets in person, and dudes can feel how they want to feel, you know what I'm saying? But it needs to be said. Why? So the intellectuals within these organizations and groups, they can see this video, and even if they not gonna stop what they're doing, they could at least try to be a beacon of hope to the younger generation and try to push them to do something different. So without further ado, man, let's get to it, man. Number 1, snitching. Corniest things that people in gangs do. Snitching. All this pride of being a part of a gang, all this celebratory behavior when they get together, they shoot at their enemies, they mortally wound their enemies, they maim their enemies, they kill their enemies, they agree to make money, that they're going to participate in all these illicit, illegal activities, right? Just to get caught and snitch. Not half the time, most of the time. So as a logical thinking human being, I gotta question, what is the point? Okay? What is the point? And don't get it twisted. If we speaking about the type of neighborhoods where I come from, everybody trying to be a gangster, trying to be like Tony Montana, trying to be like the Italian mobsters, the families that come before them, without paying attention to something very essential that they should have learned from them. They all told, all of them. They doing interviews on Vlad TV now, talking about how they told and they got away. Like almost all of these Italian mafia movies, people snitch at the end. So all of this talk about loyalty and love and being people, kids, godfathers, and going to people weddings and people marrying your sister, they all end up telling. Corny. Number 2, expecting respect and love for being a cancer to the community. Expecting respect and love for being a cancer to the community. I don't like the high and mighty attitude, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna, depending on the situation, I'm not gonna put myself out there to have beef with random gang members just cause I don't like things that I see. You know what I'm saying? A key to survival is knowing when to be quiet. 48 Laws of Power says if you gotta shut up and look soft now in order to crush your enemy in the future, if that's your enemy, then go ahead and do that. Gives you the opportunity to live and plan and survive and plot your next move. But I don't like the high and mighty, I'm a gang member, so I deserve to be treated this way. I'm a Crip, so I deserve to be treated this way. I feel like as a man, you get what you deserve, you get what you supposed to get from this universe, okay? Now, that's just what it is, you know? Remember, I got a story where I said my huge problem with gang members, whereas I was taking a trip from South Carolina to New York, and this particular situation, there were Bloods on the bus. Now, because they're Bloods and they thought so highly of themselves for absolutely no reason, okay, you got a bus anywhere from 20 to 30, 35 people. You got young kids on the bus. You got elderly people on the bus. You got people who are representatives of other nationalities and races. So you have these 2 to 4 gang members. 2 of them came together. One was by herself, another one was by herself, but they all, because they knew that they were in the building, decided to be dinglings, all right? You got 2 of them in the middle of the night, they lighting up weed in the middle of the bus, where it's kids on the bus and elderly people on the bus. Mind you, this is also the middle of Corona, right? So they got masks off. You already got people with respiratory issues, right? Mind you, this is one of the rare times we had a black driver on this bus. So I'm like, y'all wait till we have a black driver to smoke on the bus and make his shift hot, you know what I'm saying? Then you had another one, right? Another one who, now, because I had my own headphones, I didn't care, you know what I'm saying? But had I not had my own headphones, me and this dude probably would have ended up fighting. I would have had to beat him up on the bus and go to jail, because this dude, broke, no headphones, right? He playing his music on his phone as loud as he can. It's the middle of the night. I see other people distressed about the situation, and the first thing within me is to stick up for all of these people, because, you know, I'm a Pisces. That's just how I am, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, listen, I got shit to do. I'm not even about to throw myself into the line of fire. Y'all got to speak up for yourself, or y'all go tell the driver could control all of this, you know what I'm saying? And then there was one more dude, right? Now, it was early, we almost at New York. It's 6, 7 in the morning. He on the phone talking mad loud, right? Mad loud, talking about all the things he gonna do, talking to another gang member over the phone, right? Another boy, right? Talking about all the things he gonna do when he get to New York, and talking about all the money he made and all this, that. Basically talking about all the illegal activity he doing cross-state, and talking all loud about how he got the gun in the bag and all this other. You're lying, because if you did, you wouldn't even be talking like that, because you wouldn't know who's police on the bus, none of that, you know what I'm saying? But you acting real obnoxious, and I hate that. They expect some type of respect just because they in a gang. You're a bum, you're corny. And of course, this don't apply to every single gang member. Like, if anyone comments and they take it personal, I now know that you're the type of person that I'm talking about, because nothing nobody says applies to 100% of one group of people. That's like saying 100% of black people eat fried chicken when we know there's black people who are vegans, pescatarians, and don't eat chicken at all, okay? It's like saying all black people like to wear cornrows. I am bald. Ooh. Receding hairline on deck. But anyways, exactly, you know what I'm saying? But let's move on to number 3. Jump and bully neutral people, okay? I've been to Rikers Island. I wouldn't say I was bullied, but I've dealt with things. But that ain't even about me, you know what I'm saying? I put myself in jail. Whatever happens with that, happens with that. But I'm talking about the things people go through that ain't in jail. I'm talking about, and I'm from these types of places where you're neutral, nobody know who you are, and you walking past a certain building, right? And you might get jumped just because somebody asks who you be, and you be like, I'm not blood, right? Or you be like, I'm not Crip. You might get jumped for not being in a gang. And see, psychologically, that happens to somebody and they decide to join the gang, they will join the opposing gang, and then they'll take it upon themselves to be abusive to all other people, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a revolving door. But let's get deeper by moving into the next reason, right? Gang initiations on innocent people, okay? Slashings, rapes, robberies, okay? Gang initiations, I'm from New York. I'm from New York. There was a time where the gang initiations and slashings was so bad, people made sure their kids didn't wear red outside. You know what I'm saying? It was that bad. Kids, women, anything. Okay, you want to join blood? So go ahead and mind you, Crips did this too, you know what I'm saying? I'm speaking as someone who came from a blood neighborhood, so I seen what bloods from where I'm from do, right? Right? So, oh, you want to join the gang? Okay, so sometimes they fight for a couple seconds, other times they'd be like, okay, go to the ops, slice his face, right? Boom. When you talking about gangs, gang people doing something to other gang people, cool. But the thing that got crazy, right, is when you saying just go slash somebody's face. Like, it's Halloween and you saying just go slash somebody's face. Put your mask on, slash anybody's face. The op, innocent people, old people, right? Kids, women, right? Older women, innocent kids. I mean, women in general, innocent kids, older people have all become victims of gang initiations. And it's the older, it's the OGs, it's the people that running things that give other people permission to do these things. That's not cool. That's not cool, that's not respectful, that's not admirable, that's not honorable, and it's corny, and it's lame. You know what I'm saying? Now, moving on to the last thing of the top 5 corniest / lamest things that gangs / gang members do that I know about. And that's going at each other, going at your own people, but never at the real enemy, which has and takes many forms. And the real enemy is white supremacy, peer pressure, hypermasculinity, laziness, simp behavior, and willful ignorance. Willful ignorance. Now I'm gonna break down a little bit what each of that means, all right? Willful ignorance as an enemy. That's knowing that what you're doing is the wrong way. Knowing that you can go find better information and live a better way and be a better servant to your people, your family, your kids, but you feel like it's more fun to be negative, to be oppressive towards your own people. That's what that means, okay? White supremacy goes without saying, okay? When you got Derek Chauvin doing what he did to George Floyd and all these other people doing what they doing, right? We get all up in arms, right? But they not keeping it gangster. I'm not saying you gotta take out a cop, but at least make your presence felt, right? Getting squad deep, and you see what's stupid is gang members won't keep their own people out of jail and then have them get registered gun licenses. Once they did that, when something like a Derek Chauvin, George Floyd situation happens, they then can legally grip up and go stand in front of the precinct like the Black Panthers used to do. But you see, they worried about living for their first name and not their last name, you know what I'm saying? Now, peer pressure. Peer pressure is an enemy. It's because you, knowing that you comfortable in your misery and your ignorance, you peer pressure other people to be the same way. Boom. Hypermasculinity as the enemy. A lot of you dudes in gangs, let's keep it real, you didn't get enough hugs growing up. You might have been molested or worse growing up. And every person you attack, you see the face of your abuser. Do something about that. Do something about that, okay? They're continuing to be a cancer parasite to your community, okay? Laziness goes without saying. It's easier to shoot at your enemy, not learn how to communicate properly. It's easier to sell drugs than start a YouTube channel and be broke for a while. Be broke or not make enough money for 2 to 5 years like I'm doing for myself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a year into that. You know what I'm saying? So, you feel me? It's easier to be ignorant and be negative. Right? And the last one, simp behavior. Why I put simp behavior as an enemy is because I believe if you go to jail and you look at 30-40% of the men in jail that are locked up for things, that are locked up for all type of crimes, there's a woman who they wanted to impress, or a woman who they was fighting over, stabbing over, killing over, even if they go to jail and say that's not it. There's a woman who they allowed to have influence over them to do what they did, you know what I'm saying? And if they wasn't simps, they would have made better choices and probably wouldn't be in jail. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I feel about the situation. If you don't like what I'm talking about, eat a penis. But I'm just keeping it real. Your brother, Nate Almighty, the brother of all gang members, you know what I'm saying? But I'm the brother that's gonna hold you accountable, okay? I'm that family member who you don't want to know all your business, but you know that if he know your business and if he's sitting down to talk to you, he gonna tell you exactly what you need to hear out of love. And he not gonna tickle your ear or say nothing sweet in your ear. He gonna keep it real.